Hey everyone, today I wanted to make a short little guide for any of you collectors out there in the Charlotte area, or anyone just making a visit or driving by. I've lived in Charlotte and its surrounding areas all my life, and I've also been collecting all my life. Many game stores have come and gone here over the years, but here are my choices for the best places for you to waste your money at. Before we get started, I'm mainly covering the surrounding smaller towns around Charlotte because there aren't many game stores in the actual Queen City itself. None of these places are more than 30 minutes from the main city, so it shouldn't be too hard to go to some. With that aside, let's visit some of these stores. Video Game World. For this store, there are actually 4 locations, with 2 of them being close to Charlotte. Their original location in Huntersville opened in 2013 has been an amazing spot for me to go game hunting. The second store is located inside the Concord Mills Mall. The Huntersville store has a whole arcade connected to it. In the Concord store, they have a room in the back with all sorts of plushies and a lot of different figures and collectibles in the front. They also have a wall with a bunch of manga and gaming related books like the Hyrule Historia and other books like that. The selection of games is very broad, with a lot of average costing games rather than a lot more rare games. Their prices are pretty good for a lot of their games. Their console selection in the Huntersville area is pretty solid, with a fantastic N64 I've found being a highlight, whereas the Concord location has pretty lackluster consoles, with a lot of them just being newer consoles. Overall, both stores are great to go to, with the Huntersville location probably being the best out of them, but they're both pretty close to each other, so it doesn't really hurt to visit both if you're in the area. G2K Games. This store is also another one with multiple locations, but the other 2 are in Tennessee and Virginia, so pretty far away from Charlotte. The location I'm covering today is in the Rock Hill Galleria Mall. This store has been featured in multiple of my videos and even an unreleased scrap video I did a while back. That's because this store is one of my favorites to go to. Their selection spans from every single console imaginable. They even have Game Gear games. A lot of their prices are great, especially on their systems and handhelds. They have a good balance between rare games and easy to find games inside the store. One example would be their GameCube selection, which is full of all the best games of the system. The store is also a TCG shop, so if you like Pokemon or Magic, this is a great place for you. It's right off a highway exit, so if you're just passing by on I-77, definitely make a stop here because it is worth it. Joe's Classic Video Games. Another store in Rock Hill is Joe's Classic Video Games. This store is a much smaller shop, but that doesn't mean the selection is small. There are a lot of older games rather than a lot newer ones, which is always a good thing. Like in Video Game World, there are arcade machines in the back of the store for you to try out and even buy. The prices are decent, with some things being slightly above market value, but the selection of harder to find games is amazing. There are plenty of Game Boy games and GameCube games for you to get. Also, they sell some reproduction cartridges if you just want to play the original game on the original hardware, but not spend over $100 for just some games. All the repros are labeled copy, whereas the authentic cartridges are labeled original to avoid any confusion. There's also a good selection of controllers and other one-off oddities here. I recently bought a GTA 4 art book for only $4, which you normally don't see things like that out in the wild. It's definitely a great place to stop by, especially if you already stopped by G2K Games since they're so close together. The Grid. If you saw my video about this store, you already know how amazing it is. The amount of consoles they have for absurdly cheap prices is insane. They have so many different things here at amazing prices. Even the best retro game stores don't even have half the stuff they have here. And it's not even a retro game store. Endless shelves of controllers and accessories for cheap prices. They even have a bunch of Guitar Hero controllers with the dongle for prices that you would pay on eBay for just the controller. Where in a lot of game stores, the cheaper games like sports titles are normally $5. Here, they're just $1 or $2. Not to mention they constantly have deals like buy 2, get 1 free. I found a fantastic Smoke Black N64 here for lower than market value with a controller, which added about $40 to the value. This store's selection is constantly changing, so it's best if you live around here so you can keep going back to find more games. They also have an eBay store with lots of consoles and other games, so if you can't make a trip here, you can still get the amazing prices. This one is a must if you're in the area looking for any games. Gamers Alley. This store is where I built most of my collection from. I've been going here for years now and I've seen the store change. Their selection of games is mostly rarer games, which makes their prices pretty high. A lot more of the common games normally just sit on the shelves, but they don't really get a lot of new ones anyways. Their selection of rare games is definitely where this store shines. They have countless complete NES, SNES, and N64 games. Also, they have a bunch of Nintendo Power magazines, which are always hard to find in stores. Right now, their console selection is decent, but the handheld selection is amazing. Like I said, you are going to be paying a little bit of a higher price here, but it makes sense when a lot of their items are rarer than other shops. Like G2K, this is also a TCG store too. They have many collectibles also, with a bunch of pops and amiibo. If you're looking for harder to find games, then this is the store for you. I've always felt that game hunting in Charlotte is really challenging and that there aren't many game stores here, but the few that we do have are amazing. There are many stores that have since closed down here, and even all throughout the country. Even the game store I went to when I first got into collecting is closed down. I've always loved going into actual stores to get games rather than online, so having a small selection is still amazing. I hope this guide helps any of you who live here and want to get into collecting, or are just passing by and want to check out some stores. Also, if I missed any stores you go to, let me know in the comments below. But with that, I'll see you guys next time.